What's good, everybody? I appreciate y'all clicking on the video. I told y'all I'm back. I'm gonna do my best to be as consistent as possible. I appreciate all the support that's been shown. It's very encouraging. As long as one person is getting something out of the videos that you're making, if one person is blessed, if you can plant a seed in one person, if you can encourage one person, then it's all worth it. And I definitely feel that way. I appreciate it. So if you see any video that I put up, or if this video is in any way encouraging or good to you, please leave a comment and just let me know that, because that makes my day. On the last video I just put up, it was one dude that just responded, "Hey man, you got a sub out of me." That made my whole week. Point blank period, that made my whole week. Just him saying that. I'm grateful, I'm happy, I'm in good spirits today. This video is going to be about the current job market.
What?
And the reason why is that I just got a new job. I just got a new job. I'm really excited about that. I'm really happy for that. God blessed me more than I could have ever imagined with this job. I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful. And I understand and I trust, believe, and know that only God could have done that for me. So I'm making this video in part as a thank you to God, saying I appreciate you, I love you, I see what you're doing in my life. I'm gonna do my best to keep going and be obedient. But outside of that, it was hard as a mug to get a new job.
Fight back, nigga! Fight back, nigga!
That was a very difficult process. So my job with my previous company ended about a year ago around this time. I left that job and went into a job market that was completely different than the job market that I was used to, that I was understanding. I was coming in with the understanding, I got a degree, I had experience, I feel like I'm intelligent, I'm articulate, I'm handsome.
AKA long, tan, and handsome.
Meep.
It shouldn't be that difficult for me to go out and get another job in my field. So my field is technology. I got my degree in cybersecurity. And especially what everybody's told me, oh yeah, you know, you got a tech degree, there's always gonna be jobs in that. It's easy to find a job. And I got a job right out of college. Like right as soon as I graduated, I walked across the stage. I actually didn't go to my graduation. Another story for another day. But as soon as I was done with school, I started my job because I already had a job lined up. I went into the job market now. Boy, let me tell you.
You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the real.
I applied to I don't know how many jobs. If I had to put a number on it, I couldn't. Just know I was applying a lot for a long time. It can be very discouraging because I wasn't even really getting interviews, very little feedback, and then just getting no after no after no after no after no. And it was just a grind. It was a process. And it's like I'm a grown man. I'm living on my own. I'm not working. Like I began to do other things to be able to support myself, and I did finally end up getting a job, but not a job in my field, not a job doing what I wanted to do, a job that I truly felt like I was settling at. But I understand now what God was doing to me and the character that he was building within me throughout that entire process. Throughout that, I learned to rely and depend solely on him, because just because I didn't have a job didn't mean that rent still wasn't due. And God made a way every month, and I had no idea how it was gonna get done, but it always got done. So I'm making this video as encouragement to anyone who may see this, and anyone who may be feeling down, or anyone who may be feeling discouraged, seeking their next opportunity and trying to understand where they're going and what season they're in right now. The only way that I can be able to do that is just share my experience. So that was a rough season, along with life don't stop because you're having money problems either, along with all the mess that was going on in my life over the past year as well. Again, it's built my character to this point to where I can come up here and I can speak about things with a positive attitude and with the right mindset. But at the time, it didn't feel good. I'm broke! And a lot of the pain and hurt that's come from a lot of the things that went on during that season still ain't healed. But I trust God to be able to heal it. And I know that that's not my responsibility. Mine is to be obedient and to be thankful. And I am. So that's my encouragement to everybody who may find themselves in that exact season as well. Trust me, I know how you feel. Stay encouraged. especially if you're fresh out of college. I want you to know that it's not just you. Your resume doesn't suck. It may. It's not that you just don't have enough experience. It's not that you're just not good enough, that your GPA wasn't high enough, or you didn't get that internship, or you weren't focused enough. No, it genuinely is. We're in a rough spot in the economy and for the job market. A lot of people are getting laid off. I check on my people every day that I came out of school with, because we all went out to different companies doing different things. So let's also take some time to say, if you're watching this and you have a job, no matter what it is, I don't care if you work at the gas station as a clerk, I don't care if you wiping down cars, I don't care if you're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, just take some time to be grateful and thankful that you have a job in the first place. And that became my attitude, but I had to humble myself, and I was also grateful, and I would remind myself that constantly. After being in a season of not having a job, I was grateful to have a job. I was sitting there crashing out, I promise you.
I don't need none of it. I'm gonna give you one more time. Damn, bro. And you're through.
It's so many times I had to step off in the hallway and just get myself together, get my mind right, try and pray, try and calm myself down. I would go on walks around the building. My anxiety was through the roof. I'd be in my car yelling and screaming. Like, I know that sounds dramatic, but it's like I'll be sitting there so long like, what did I do so wrong? How did I come to this point? And I felt like I've been trying my best to do the best I can. Oh, this is my man Will calling me. Hold on. That's like my mentor. That's my big brother. We just had a good hour and 15-minute conversation about life. I'm gonna have him on for a video at some point. We're gonna talk to him. He has very good wisdom and knowledge. I definitely had to stop. I had to take that call. But I was in a season feeling like I'm failing constantly. Like at a point I felt like I was getting up, going to work, and something else would go wrong. Or if I wasn't going to work, something else would go wrong. It didn't matter. It just felt like everything was going wrong. It genuinely felt like everything was going wrong. I was constantly finding a new way to fail. Like in my mind, I would literally be walking down the street or something. I'd be like, another day, another failure. Like, I done messed something else up today. Let's see what it's going to be tomorrow. But again, I understand what it did for my character, and I understand how I was being built through that. And I can sit here and be very grateful for that, because God has the power to restore. He has the power to give you exceedingly and abundantly above all that you can ask for. My encouragement to anybody watching this is to truly be grateful for wherever you're at and whatever you do have, because you don't understand fully the long-term effects of why things are how they are right now. Don't beat yourself up too much. Like, it's tough out here. Inflation is crazy and the job market sucks. Like, you have to think about all the people that have been laid off. 9,000 people just got laid off from Microsoft. I think it's been 15,000 people over the past couple of months. Like, it's been hundreds of thousands of government workers that have years of experience getting laid off, and everybody's coming into the job market scrapping for the same resources. It's very difficult to feel any type of security, but that's where you have to understand that your security doesn't come from the things of this world. It comes from your Father. A good example of that is when I finally did get my new job months and months after. Not the job I currently have, but the job that I had as the in-between job to just make sure the lights stay on. When I'm working that job, they had big layoffs. To God's glory, I wasn't one of the people that ended up getting laid off, but they laid off more people in my position than they kept. Before we even knew that that was going to be the case, they kind of just started hearing whispers and little rumors like, yeah, they might be letting people go. Yeah, they gonna have to cut back on some stuff. And it was so interesting to me how you could so clearly see where everybody's faith was. So for me personally, one, I was just coming from a place of not having a job. So I was grateful to just have a job in the first place, even if I didn't love it, even if I was tired of it, even if I knew I was destined for more. I was going to do the best I could in the position that I was at. But when I got that news, I assumed that I would be amongst the people that were getting fired as well. I figured they were just going to fire everybody. So I just began planning for the next thing and being thankful that I just had this and it's been able to sustain me for where I'm at. Grateful for that. But looking at other people's reactions, like when we got that email, the whole office went into a frenzy. People was crying, babies screaming. Nah, let me stop. Let me stop. The office was wild. I remember that day. Like, people got up and walked out. Like, everybody was very emotional and very unstable. Like, there's no security in what's going on. Like, this is our jobs, these are our livelihoods. Like, we got families, we got kids, a mortgage to pay, and you sitting here telling me that we're all being let go and that you don't know exactly when it's gonna come. Just be prepared. Like, that was a lot for a lot of people to take in. And I could see, like, oh, this must be how it feels to not know who your real provider is. If you're looking at your current job to be your provider, you can be let down at any given time. So me, in typical loving Joe fashion, I go around start praying for people, and people ain't even know I was praying for them. Like, I was talking to people, consoling people, because it was a lot for a lot of people to handle. And then I just started walking around the whole office, each floor, just praying for everybody in there, because it was genuinely chaos. And I'm like, dang, these people need hope. And I know where hope comes from. I can't specifically give them hope, but I can invite the presence of someone who can. That leads me to a shift in the mindset that we're supposed to have as believers in that kind of situation. So whether you have a job, whether your job is in jeopardy or in question, or whether you're looking for a job, 1 Thessalonians says, always be joyful. Never stop praying. Be thankful in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you who belong to Christ Jesus. So my advice to anybody who finds themselves in a position where they're looking for a new job, use the time that you have now as an opportunity to discover what it is that's really in your heart for you to do, and start planning for that. And then as you plan for that, commit those plans to God and start moving towards that. What we have control over is the plan. We don't have control over how the plan is carried out, which is why we have to submit it to God, because he'll align that plan with his will and make it into something good where you may not have seen much in the first place. Proverbs 16:9 says, the heart of a man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps. He'll make the way. We have to make the plan. Second is have a good understanding of where you are now and where you want to go, and what steps you need to take to get there. Always remember that you're not moving on your time, you're moving on God's time. You're also not moving on the time of the world. So don't worry about what you can't control, and understand that a lot of things can just be a test of your faith. I knew this was just a pit stop. Like, I knew this wasn't the final destination. I knew that this was a small piece of the story. So while I'm here, yes, make the most out of this opportunity and be obedient, but also begin planning your way out. Like, I began planning my whole life because I got to stop and see, okay, I know this isn't what I want to do. You can't be looking back like, oh, well, how did I get here? How did this happen? Woe is me, da 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 da. You need to be looking forward. What can you do now? And where are you heading? And what do you need to do to get there? The next, if you're just looking for a new job, a new opportunity, is apply, and apply some more. Do not be discouraged. You only need one yes for everything to change. And let me be a living testimony of that. I got sick and tired of seeing those same little emails talking about, we're sorry and we regret to inform you that you have not been chosen to move forward, or unfortunately we're seeking other candidates at this time, or just not saying anything, or getting an interview and never hearing back. Like, compounding that over time of constantly trying, it's like, okay, what am I really doing? Like, a couple times I'm like, man, ain't nobody gonna hire me. And I had to correct myself and watch what I'm saying, because if I make that true in my mind, then it is going to be true. So I didn't keep that attitude, but I'm just being transparent with how I was feeling and where I was at in that time. And it's like, you realize throwing yourself a pity party, and it's not necessary. And also saying that if you're feeling like that, you're not alone. Be encouraged and keep going, because God can bring you out of anything. And this is the prayer that I started praying. And sometimes you have to get stuck on something and pray on it and stay with it until you see something change. And that's literally what I did. And I'm gonna share the prayer that I was praying, and I had other people praying for me as well. The good men was riding with me, and I appreciate that. Like, in this time, I was able to build up a really good community that kept me encouraged. So that's something as well. Like, get yourself the right people to keep you encouraged for when you're feeling like, why am I even doing any of this? Like, nothing's gonna work out. Because I had people like that in my corner, and I'm very grateful for them. And I shared this prayer with them as well. And it just says, Lord, please align my career with my talents, gifts, and natural abilities so that I can fulfill your purpose and vision for my life, advance your kingdom, and live in abundance. I was praying that as often as I possibly could. And then it happened. And I thank God for that, because if you ask and it's in your heart and you have the right intentions, he'll do it. He blew my mind. He blew my mind with that one. Thank God. And that's why I had to make a video and say something about it, because he's that good. And I don't know if I knew he was that good. Like, I knew he was that good, but it's different when you put something in practice and you believe for it and then you see him come through. He's that good. I also want to encourage everybody, as much as you possibly can, don't get caught up in comparison. You got to run your race, dog. That's it. You have to run your race. You can only be responsible for you, your actions, and your life. And a lot of things aren't even up to you that you think are. So run your race. Be thankful and be obedient the best you possibly can. Don't get caught up in feeling like you're falling behind or you're missing out, because you're right where you need to be. And the good thing about being a child of God is that he can accelerate your progress in ways that you could never imagine when the time is right. Just focus on doing your part and running your race. Joel 2:25 says, I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten. All that's saying is, the years you thought you lost, the time you thought you were wasting, the days you felt like nothing's moving, nothing's getting better, I'm not making any progress, I'm moving backwards, or I'm staying stagnant. God can put you in position and push you forward faster than you'll ever imagine. But a lot of times he's just trying to refine your character to make sure that when you get there, you're not going to mess it up. Because we see that happen a lot, right? We see that happen with a lot of people who are living their dreams or are just people of impact and people of prominence. And then come to find out they doing some wild, immoral, crazy, messed up, whatever it may be. And it's like, yeah, they made it to the place where they were doing everything that they were meant to do, but their character was never refined before they got there. And now everything is being torn down for them because they were never built properly. Their house wasn't built on the right stuff. We're supposed to be building our house on solid rock so that when we get there, it's going to stand. So that's my encouragement to everybody. It may feel like you're losing. It may feel like you can't win. It may feel like you're doing everything wrong, but it could and very well may just be possible. You're just being built. I appreciate y'all for watching. I love y'all. Leave a comment, leave a like, leave feedback. I'm going to do my best to get these videos out as often as possible. I'm gone.